John Gotti, otherwise known as the Teflon Don, was born in the Bronx borough of New York City on October 27, 1940. By the time he reached the age of 12, John Gotti's family settled in East New York, Brooklyn, where he grew up in poverty alongside his brothers, and his father worked irregularly as a day laborer. As an adult, Gotti came to resent his father for being unable to provide for his family. In school, he had a history of truancy and bullying other students, and ultimately dropped out of high school at the age of 16. When John was 14 years old, he tried to steal a cement mixer from a local construction site. It fell, crushing his toes and leaving him with an injury that caused a permanent limp. The limp, if anything, only added to his natural swagger. After leaving school, Gotti devoted himself to working with the mob-associated Fulton Rockaway Boys gang, where he met and befriended fellow future Gambino mobsters Angelo Ruggiero and Wilfred Willie Boy Johnson. Before long, John was running errands for Carmine Fatico, a soldier in the Gambino family, then known as the Anastasia family under leadership of boss Albert Anastasia. In February 1968, United Airlines employees identified Gotti as the man who had signed for stolen merchandise. The FBI arrested him for that hijacking soon after. Gotti was arrested a third time for hijacking while out on bail 2 months later, this time for stealing a load of cigarettes worth $50,000 on the New Jersey Turnpike. Later that same year, Gotti pleaded guilty to the hijacking of Northwest Airlines cargo trucks and was sentenced to 3 years at Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary. He and Ruggiero were both paroled in 1972 and returned to their old crew. After Emmanuel Gambino, nephew to boss Carlo Gambino, was kidnapped and murdered in 1973, Gotti was assigned to the hit team alongside Ruggiero and fellow enforcer Ralph Gallione to search for the main suspect, gangster James McBrantley. The three men botched this job in a spectacular fashion that I don't have time in 3 minutes to explain, so we're going to gloss right over it. For his own part in the clusterfuck, Gotti was sentenced to 4 years in prison. In December 1985, Gotti would order the assassination of Paul Castellano. He would watch the hit from his car. Roughly a month later, he would be officially appointed as the head of the Gambino crime family. At the time of his takeover, the Gambino family was regarded as the most powerful American mafia family with an annual income of $500 million. In the book Underboss, Gravano estimated that Gotti himself had an annual income of no less than $5 million during his years as boss. It would seem that nothing could touch John Gotti, earning him the name of the Teflon Don. But all that ended when Gotti's underboss, Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano, aided the FBI in convicting Gotti. In 1991, Gravano agreed to turn state's evidence and testify against Gotti. In 1992, Gotti was convicted of 5 murders and sentenced to life in prison without parole. The Teflon Don would die in prison of throat cancer in 2002 at the age of 61.